No, let's just go live. Let's
Oh, we're going live?
yeah, setting up meeting. Oh, you're about to get a bunch of angry messages.
I'm not logging into Facebook. I don't want to see any angry messages. You could communicate them.
Yeah.
That's fine, but
All right, we're live now. All right,
hello.
Josh. Get professional. Get your professional. Go ahead. Keep
All right,
muting.
sorry.
All right, guys. What's up, Facebook? Everybody on Facebook. Everybody listening in podcast land. This is JLat, the comedian. I'm here with my good friend, one of the first comedians I met on the scene back in 2014, I guess, when I started comedy.
Don't tell him. I don't want him to know how old we are.
Yeah, you can't. Don't fight age, man. Make
No,
sure
no,
you
no,
got one new gray hair just because you said that.
no.
Josh Wells, man. Josh Wells is a staple in the North New Jersey comedy scene. How
That's
you doing,
right.
Josh?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on. I'm over here actually recovering from COVID, a very mild case. So this is actually the most exciting thing I've done in days. So it's a real thrill to be here, man. Yeah, sound effects.
Yeah,
It's like the NFL in here.
crowd behind you is. Oh man, I'm so glad you are recovering. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, except for those Trump supporters out there. They probably
Oh, you're wishing it. I mean, their Grand Poobah got it. So
yeah, yeah. They, I mean, you know what? I would be a fan of COVID and only attack those people and those people alone, but then they're gonna bring it home to their families who didn't, had nothing to do with the shit. And they get sick, and they're probably the ones that get sicker than the ones who got it. Like that's
right, right.
how things are. Um, so what do you want to talk about? The divorce of Kanye West of Kim Kardashian or the storming of the White House the capital of the United States.
Oh man, I mean,
What do you
like,
want to tackle first?
I'm just like, why do we care when celebrities get divorced, man? Like, who cares? What's the big deal?
Yeah,
Divorce is good, man. Some people need to get divorced. I think it's
yeah.
good. I think it'll be healthy for both of them, and they'll both
Uh,
lead
Kim
better lives
Kardashian.
after. I
Kim,
come, I come from a broken home. I know what it's like for parents to get divorced, and then they're happier.
yeah, my parents weren't divorced, but they weren't happy. Well, at least when I was there, I don't know what happened before. I mean, obviously I'm here, so they were happy at one point. But yeah, Kim
Imagine,
Kardashian, she struck the. I mean, she got the jackpot now. I mean, she got half of Kanye's money, unless the.
and Kanye has the other half of Kanye's money, which is still richer than we'll ever be. Maybe Kanye like starts going to the clubs with his boys. Like he starts like getting real
Like
into like
Citizen.
well, he starts maybe he like starts getting gritty again, and he just starts making like hardcore hip hop beats, and like he has like a renaissance in his career or something.
Yeah. Hopefully, man. Hopefully, this brings back the old Kanye. Josh, tell me about when Josh. If you guys don't know Josh had a mic in Jersey
Jersey
City called
City.
the Citizen. Well, first it was a Dopeness, and they remodeled it into the Citizen. And tell him what happened, Josh. Everybody started to come to his mic at this
We
point.
got the Kanye bump at my open mic because he showed up not at my mic. He showed up at they did a hip hop mic night. People would just show up and rap. I never went, but apparently Kanye showed up and it went viral, but like Jersey City viral, just
Yeah,
like within that city on social media.
yeah.
And all of a sudden, like I had this mic that was like dead, like nobody was going, and then all of a sudden, like people started showing up, and I was like, "Is it Kanye? Is that what?"
And they think
I,
Kanye's
I,
going to show up again. Like, what?
yeah, I was like, he's not coming to comedy night. Like, apparently, he went to go support his cousin or something.
Oh, I thought he just went in there to use the bathroom and walked out. Like that's what I heard.
No, the story I heard was he went with a cousin,
Oh,
and then he wanted to get out of there real quick because he's Kanye. He knows he's
yeah,
making a
yeah,
scene. So
yeah. That must have been the scene. Like, damn, I just want to piss. I thought that was the issue. Oh, so yes, he did go to the show. All right.
I mean I don't know how long he stuck around, but yeah, that's the story I got that he was supporting a family member. So
Oh, and that just trickled down to your mic, and everybody's, oh, cool.
yeah,
Um,
I don't know. I always just thought it was a coincidence. It's like more people learned about my mic. I don't know.
hey, that mic was jamming, man.
I'll take it. Yeah, my mic got really popular for a while there, and that was a lot of fun. So bless up. Thank you, Kanye West.
yeah, bless up. Yeah, it was a good energy, good show.
Yeah.
Lots of people, even New York comics were coming there, right?
I used to give away a notebook.
Yeah, he gave away
Yeah,
notebooks.
that's right.
You
I
did
was I was the best notebook giveaway open mic host in the tri-state area.
Yeah, way better than Laughing Buddha.
I wasn't gonna mention no names, but all right.
Oh, we can mention them. I don't even if they're still. I don't even know operational, but
I mean, I still get their emails. I'm too lazy to unsubscribe, so they're doing
it's probably
something.
in my junk folder. I probably get there. I do too. I think they're in my junk folder if I look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I still get those shits. Yeah, when they mean 4 minutes, they mean 4 minutes. Like they will literally like obstruct your view of the audience.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad about that because the mics were packed, so you did have to keep.
Yeah, you did have to pay. I just don't. This is not even their mic. This is like New York mics. You have to buy a drink and pay to get in. Like, and for mics, like I remember I used to go to mics in Saturdays in New York. It cost me like $40, $50. And
yeah, man.
Drinking, being forced to buy a beer and pay an entrance fee.
You know? And then I'm gonna have a beer anyway, so yeah. I don't know. Like then I have. So it's like if they force you to buy a beer, I'm gonna buy a second. I don't know. It is, man. It's an expensive dream we chase sometimes.
Yeah, those guys did it every day. Like those New York comics, that was their hustle. Like one mic to the next, and they'll spend $20 here, $20 there. Like, wow, I hope y'all write these off your taxes. That's a lot of money.
Can you write? I need a good accountant to figure this out, man.
Yeah, even like New Jersey mics, like I don't mind spending money, but like if you go to a mic, you're going to spend at least $10 to $15 if you're not one of those comics,
right? Know? Yeah, it depends, you know. Like you go to some mics and it's like 8 comics are drinking water, and the venue hates us because of it.
Yeah, exactly. And then the mic is like, oh, there ain't no more mics. Yeah, because you guys don't support them. You know. Yeah, I went to one mic. I'm not gonna say anything, but he was charging $15 for the mic.
Oh, you're not gonna mention that name though.
Laughing Buddha, we all can like, oh yeah, Laughing. You saw, I'm not gonna be banned from it. Like, all right, I'll pay you guys to buy the drink. Let me tell my jokes, like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they charge the $5 entrance was kind of normal status quo at that point, anyways.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, charging for a mic before COVID was kind of problem. It depends on what your mic was and what you were doing. Like a lot of the music kind of hybrid mics, they did that because they have musicians there, and they have long ass sets there, and you don't want too many people there, I guess, because I've been through that. Remember the mic, the Jersey City mic? They had I forget his name. Yeah, he had the music mic, and they had their sets.
I feel like every music mic I went to was free and long.
No, he didn't charge. I forget who it was.
Oh, was it the one that used to be at the trolley car?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Nick?
Nick something.
Yavata. Yeah, I went to his mic. He had a couple of mics I went to. It was great.
I mean, a lot of great musicians would show up, and sometimes, like as a comic, you'd hit with the musicians, and then it felt like a crowd. But then sometimes the musicians are like, "Oh fuck, it's a comic," and they would just tune you out.
Yeah, they were mics like that. Yeah. Oh god. And then they have the musicians just like breaking the stuff down and building it up behind you.
Yeah, they're like tuning it up. It's like, yo, you just stepped on my punchline, dude.
So, Josh, politic wise, how are you doing, man? Are you okay with the state of our country right now?
Look, man, I went hard for Joe Biden. I'm not a Joe Biden fan, but as soon as Bernie was out, Bernie was my dude, right? So I went hard for Joe Biden once Bernie was out because I was like anyone but Trump. And I was really invested in it. I was even posting about it on social media, and like I got exhausted by it. And by the time we knew that Joe Biden was going to be the next president, when he did his little acceptance speech in Delaware, I was like, I'm done. I'm tuning out for a while, and I have. I don't consume news like I used to, and it's fucking great. So it's great for me. It's probably not.
I was like, finally, I could watch my. Like it was like just anxiety, like oh my god, what's gonna happen? I'm fucking CNN at work and all that. What's going on? And when he won, it's like finally I can rest a little bit. I can watch shows. I can give CNN and MSNBC a break. I started watching shows I didn't watch, and now this shit.
I had a friend hit me up yesterday when this shit was starting, this insurrection, whatever you want to call it, and she was like, "Hey, are you watching the news right now?" And I just said no. I was quick no. because I'm not. I'm just trying to not watch the news. And she didn't follow up with anything at all, right? I find out like 2 hours later that there's like this crazy thing going on at the Capitol. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she didn't like follow up and be like, you got to see what's going on. She just left me alone, which I respect. But also, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you didn't tell me this was happening.
I couldn't believe they were in the Capitol. Like when they were at there, I was like, I don't think I've been to DC, but I never visited the Capitol, so I don't know how close you can get. I know you can get on the steps because I love seeing a lot of people take pictures on the steps and all that, but I didn't think people can just bum rush the Capitol like that. That was amazing to me. With both Congresses in session and the Vice President there, like
I,
what the fuck?
I always feel like the confidence we have in our institutions that, like, defend the law or whatever, whether it be like security, law enforcement, the FBI, CIA. I feel like the credibility we give them is way more than they deserve. Like when push comes to shove, they're way more flawed than we think they are, and I think that was a great example.
Yeah,
You
it's
would think that there would just be a complete fucking shutdown of anyone trying to bum rush that building, but there wasn't, And look, you can point to many reasons. You can say, oh, they're nicer to these pro-Trump protesters and Black Lives Matter protesters, which there's a case for that for sure. But whatever the reason or excuse is, it's like I'm not even shocked anymore. Like I don't have faith in these enforcement institutions. So
I had faith that they could hold the fort down before the freaking Capitol.
I don't know, man. The power of the people in masses, man, is something to behold.
Well, I mean, when you go back to the BLM protests, they were in formation. It was ready
They treat it. Yeah, it's true. They
for
treat
nothing.
that
Like,
more like a military exercise than they did this.
yeah, you know what? I think you're right about that, Josh. I think those are just for stature. Like I don't. I mean, they knew they weren't going to like they weren't doing all that, but those guys, they were like these are the same assholes that 1867 when Lincoln got elected. What happened? They fought the country. Uh, yeah, like those are
But
the
at
people.
least in 1867, like those guys are just like fuck it, we're racist. Like they were like so honest about their
Yeah,
fucking bullshit.
yeah,
Where
yeah,
now it's like it's all this like you got like QAnon and conspiracy theories, and it's like I don't know what anybody believes anymore.
yeah.
So it's like, how do you even?
Got a
Uh,
nice bow on it. It's racism with a nice bow on it. That's what a lot of it is.
I'm sure a lot of it is that, but I mean, I think a lot of it's just like these people get sucked into like a cult almost of
It is a
personality or
cult. It's definitely a cult. Like it's no different than Scientology or anything like that. Like they're led by their leader Trump. He
yeah.
tells them what to believe. Any other stuff due to cognitive dissonance gets weeded out. I was talking to a fellow comedian. I'm not going to say a name, but like already, and him and another comedian and other people, all was the talking points was there. It's Antifa. It was them.
What yesterday?
Yesterday and today, that's their talking point now. They get fed talking points, man.
Uh,
This is
that's
not it's not coincidence. These conservatives get their talking points to 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 cover the bullshit. So the
right.
talking point is Antifa, or it's Antifa that infiltrated the groups and they did all that. Some elaborate scheme to make them all look like
Well, yeah. I mean, they bend backwards to justify it. I don't know. I It's profa, not Antifa. like
I
whoever
don't even
these
know what
people are, like they're
Antifa means.
pro-fascist,
That's what I told the person I was talking to. Like, you know what Antifa means?
right?
Anti-fascism. The Republicans were trying to overthrow the will of the people and who they elected president at that very moment. And you guys stormed the Capitol because you don't like that the duly elected, the president that is going out was overthrown by an election. That's how he lost. That's how we do things, and they're upset. That is the exact definition of fascism. You don't want democracy. So why would anti-fascists do anything to disrupt that? That was the Congress recognizing that there's going to be a change of power. We were going to recognize a new president. I mean, you had some dumbass Republicans trying to, please Trump in there saying, "Oh, we object to this for no reasons. No, There's no.
Yeah,
There's,
I mean,
yeah.
that's really bad. You know, the Republicans who before this all happened, they had their mind made up. I'm going in and I'm objecting to the electoral college count, which is something like nobody ever does. Like this thing that was supposed to happen yesterday is usually just a formality.
Yeah.
Like you could sleep through it. It's
Yeah.
like whatever the count was going in, like everyone was just like, yeah, we agree, that's what it was, or whatever.
At the end of the day,
And
Biden is still going to be president. Oh, we got Greg coming in.
all right,
All
hell
right, man.
yeah, now it's a party.
Yeah, now it's a party, man. We got Greg coming in as soon as he logs us in. Yeah, but yeah, that's what it was supposed to be. Just a formality of Congress accepting the electors, which are go by the vote of the people, and our new president. Hey, Greg, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm butt naked right now. I got to get dressed. Come on.
Oh,
Come
hell
on,
no!
man.
Turn your camera on right now.
Now?
Turn
It's
that
all
shit
thick
on
in the
right
camera
now. We
right
got
now.
ladies
Chill
watching.
out.
JLat needs the rating boost, man.
Yeah,
We need a naked
man,
body on here.
I got some women probably watching this right now, man. They got their dollars out.
Hey,
Damn.
What's up?
Greg.
Let me fix, hey, what's up? Let me fix it.
Oh man, you don't even have your. Come on, man.
I got my shit together. Damn, I just put on my drawers. Shit. All right. Gentlemen.
Oh,
Right. We're
this is my
discussing
man Greg. Let me introduce you, man. This is
Okay.
my man Greg. We've been Facebook friends for a while. You're comedian, right?
Yeah. I used to do the open mics at like in Hoboken and Jersey City, and yeah, that's why I met you. But you guys, I ended up getting into sketch comedy, so that took up a lot of my time. I actually want to get back into stand-up because I just need drinks when I'm doing work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can definitely drink while doing stand up as opposed to sketch. Sketch, like you really got to have like sober composure.
Yeah, you got to concentrate. No, I'll be high as hell when I'm writing my sketches.
Yeah, when you write, but I mean like performing them.
Yes, you need to be. You could be drunk and all this stuff when you do stand up a little bit.
Some comics are better drunk.
Yeah, of course you lose.
Chris Farley or I was gonna say James Belushi, but those are bad.
I don't need that cocaine in my. I don't need that much cocaine in my life. I don't need it.
Great performers, just they ended up bad.
Yeah, a little dab will do you. I'm not trying to be out here on the cocaine.
There's plenty of that out there. I've been offered it a few times. Always turned it down.
It smells great. But then you tired.
How you doing, man? Have you been COVID free and all that?
Yeah, I think I've been COVID free. I don't know. I haven't really checked. I haven't been out my house. Thankfully,
your smelling's good, right? You just mentioned.
Yeah, my smelling is fantastic. I haven't really been out my house too much. I've been, thankfully I still have a job. I have a job and shit, and everything's okay. So I could get like delivery and shit because I'm too soft to go outside right now and be amongst people. But I don't think I've had anything. We're all good in the crib, and yeah.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're still employed. Josh, you're still employed too, right?
Yeah, working from home this whole time.
Wow, it's crazy. They really got you. They really got us, huh? Like working.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I feel like maybe the craziest thing I did health-wise was go to an office every day with like 100 other people in it. Like that's where all the getting sick comes from.
Yeah, that's what it is.
My school is hybrid. I mean, there weren't that many kids there, but like, still, they're kids. Like, they still take them.
They're disgusting. Children are disgusting.
Children,
dude. I subbed in Passaic. I used to have to do cafeteria duty for like 3 periods.
Oh, the monitor.
Yeah, I was in art because I'm the art teacher. So there's nothing else for me to do. So they just
disrespect you. They disrespect you.
And watch these kids eat like they be like, "Hey, can I have a chicken nugget?" Instead of just letting the kid grab the chicken nugget off the tray and eating it, they grab it themselves and hand it to the kid. Like, here you go, thanks. And it's like, what the hell?
After they had sucked on their fingers and everything, sucked the ketchup on their fingers.
Or potato Doritos, like have a Dorito, they go in the bag and grab it with the Dorito cheese dust all over their fingers. Here.
No. See, that's why I don't share shit. That's also why I'm fat. But But I don't share shit. Oh man. So what were you guys talking about when I rudely interrupted?
Oh yeah, what's your take on
The
I'll give you the choice I gave Josh. You want to talk about the Kardashian divorce with Kanye, or the biggest news there is, or do you want to talk about that old U.S. Capitol, that bullshit that happened there?
Hey, I'm down for both. One is not that important to me.
Okay, let's talk about
Kardashian. I mean, what the fuck do you think was gonna happen? He's, I don't know. They seem like people that are. Now I'm doing stand up right now. Hold on. But it just seemed like a marriage of convenience, I guess. I'm not really sure. It never seemed like they were taking care of Kanye really the way he needed it. I think he needs somebody who's paying full attention to him all the time, not somebody who's trying to do their own thing.
Yeah, I mean,
he would be out wild.
As a Kardashian, Kanye was the gold mine, because you remember before him it was Ray J, Reggie Bush.
I'm gonna tell you something though. Kim Kardashian sued a gaming company that created like a game that was like a dress up game, and then you could buy like the clothes or whatever. But she sued them because of her likeness. She won. Now she owns that shit, so she makes money off of that shit.
Her likeness, like,
yep.
Kim Kardashian looks like a mixture of like five different races. Like, like what? Like,
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, she sued them because of the likeness.
I think I'm gonna side with Kim Kardashian on this one. What would you do if a video game was making money off of your likeness?
Yeah, no, I guess I get it. I think it was a stretch though, but she comes from lawyers. Her father was a lawyer, so she comes from lawyers. So maybe she got a good lawyer, was able to be a better lawyer than the gaming company, and she got it. So now she was already like a multimillionaire because of that game, and now she got all the other shit. She didn't even have to show that she didn't know how to suck dick too good in that Ray J video. You know what I mean? She didn't.
So that means we cannot make avatars with biracial women with big asses. All right.
What's this world coming to?
I was going to mention Kourtney Kardashian and what they did, and how they were married. She was married to Lamar Odom, right? When they were married.
Yeah, she turned him into a crackhead, right?
Yeah, he turned him into a crackhead, got half his money, and I think Kim Kardashian is greater than Kourtney at this point. Like,
she's probably had more money. Yeah, she probably.
I always thought Kim was the top Kardashian.
I like the older sister. What's
her name? Chloe?
Kourtney?
Kourtney.
Oh, Chloe.
Kourtney, the one that didn't do nothing. Her ass is not. It's not pancake flat, but it's not like theirs. You know what I mean? She's all right. She's all right.
All right, we don't work. All right, let's go to the pressing issue. The Kardashians. They'll be fine. I think they'll be fine.
Word.
They're not gonna. Dude, your take on the on those great patriots of the United States and them fighting for our country yesterday. Our country's to keep this country from going into more democracy.
I think it was, man. I think it was a lot of bored people from small towns that didn't have nothing going on, that have maybe little ambition, or that expect things to come to them that they haven't worked for, and then because they're not happening for them, they decided to go somewhere and start some shit because some guy said that these people are your enemy, right? So Trump has been pushing that shit, that the news is your enemy, the Democrats are your enemy, Pelosi's your enemy. So it's easy, anger is quick, right? You can grab a lot of people with anger. You don't think when you're angry. Love is hard, right? For people to fall in love with you, but love is lasting. This anger shit, it may last a little bit, but a lot of these people are gonna be like, oh, what the fuck did I just do? Right? If you're angry, you punch the shit out of somebody, you'll be like, oh shit, what the fuck just happened? Right? But it takes you time to be like, oh damn, I really care for this person is down for me or whatever. But that takes time. So all this anger, I think it's going to really separate more. I mean, people are going to be either more fervent, wilding, doing shit, burning shit, blowing shit up, or people are going to separate themselves from this because they thought it was cute and funny until you started destroying Capitol Hill. Like, we don't have royalty. We don't have castles here, really. We got that shit. We got Washington, D.C. and all these monuments, really.
Yeah.
And they fucked it up. It wasn't a Walmart or a Target. It wasn't an AutoZone or anything like that. It was like real American shit. And they fucked it up because Trump was like this thing, whatever, the election was rigged and they've been setting it up. And this is not it. This is not it.
First time the Capitol has ever been invaded since the War of 1812. I was telling Josh, I did not think you can just I didn't think it was possible to just bum rush the Capitol building like that.
Well, they didn't have
people do it.
Yo, not for nothing. This is a setup.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Trump. Yo, when the shit falls and heads are gonna roll once people start investigating, Trump is in charge of the Capitol Police. Like,
right,
it's his call. There's a DC police, and they guard the city, the district of Washington City. But the federal buildings, all this stuff, the monument, the White House, there's the Capitol Police, and the president is in control of them.
Yeah,
they weren't called out. they were told, what is he? Stand back, stand by. They were the ones that stand by.
Well, for real. And and even if he stops it, there's always going to be that one person or those few people that are going to be like, I'm still doing it for you, Trump. But he won't ever stop it. He loves that control.
He loves the spotlight.
Yeah.
Josh, what do you think is going to happen when Trump leaves? Like, what do you think?
I think that eventually he'll get kicked off of Twitter.
He already is, Josh.
No. He's banned. I don't think it's permanent.
No, it's like for 2 weeks or some shit.
I think Twitter's going to try to like permanently get rid of him once he's not president anymore.
The same punishment I get when somebody calls me the N-word and I say it back to them, just by saying what they said. That happened to me. I got banned. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
fucking Brits, like in a joke. Fucking Brits. This is offensive. Like the British. That's a slang word. Brits. Like,
yeah, there's no.
He goes by Brits.
There's no wiggle room, right? Like if you're gonna have rules of conduct, you gotta keep everything the same for everybody.
Right. Equality.
But
I know Brit was a bad word. I didn't know that.
I think Trump's gonna be like such a thorn in the side of progress. Like he's just gonna be talking shit for the next 4. I don't know if he's going to run for president and again in 4 years, like they say he's going to. I have a feeling like he's going to get out of the White House and realize his life is really nice as a multi-millionaire outside of Washington. So I think over 4 years, like he'll be like, nah, I'm not going to do that again. But I do think he's just going to talk shit the whole time. And he's going to keep planting these seeds in the brains of all these people. And I mean, like, here's the big problem. How many people voted for this motherfucker?
Right.
Second largest amount in the history of presidential elections, so it's like these people are out there. That's the real problem.
Like a fifth of the total population of the United States voted for him. That's a lot of motherfuckers that voted for him. And it's go ahead.
And it's like I think the reason Biden won this time around is that people were so fervent about we got to get Trump out of office. I don't think in 4 years we're going to have that kind of like immediacy. So whoever runs on the Republican ticket in 4 years, like they're going to have a lot of people just coming out to vote just to be like, we told you so. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck the Democrats. So it's this is not going to go away on January 20th or whenever Biden is sworn in.
It's not going to go away.
However, the one thing I'm hopeful for, Georgia, the runoffs worked in the Democrats' favor. Kamala Harris is the tie-breaking vote in the Senate. We got what? Yo, Biden's got 2 years. Till midterms, he could do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he could do whatever the fuck.
But you know what? Obama had that for 2 years, and he didn't do a whole lot.
But he was trying to do it the right way, though. He's the first black president.
Yeah,
you can't. They'll try to assassinate him immediately. They just ran through the Capitol Hill, right?
I agree. They should just be like, fuck it. Look what y'all did when Trump was president. No, Chuck Schumer should like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, they should. They should do it this time.
That's what I mean. That's what I respect about the Republican parties. They get shit done, man.
do.
I don't like the shit they
give
do,
zero
but
fucks.
they fucking do it, man.
They
They
do.
give zero
They do.
fucks.
They give
don't
zero
care.
fucks. They're like, this is what we want, and we're making it happen. We got the numbers, we got the votes. The way they put in that last Supreme Court justice, like, I fucking hate it, but oh my god,
You gotta
I
respect it.
sort of respect.
Yeah, you gotta
how,
respect it.
how 4 years
Power grab,
ago,
yeah.
4 years ago, they were like, you can't just rush in a Supreme Court justice on the last
Hypocrites.
year, and they did not care.
Fucking hypocrites.
Everyone knew it, and they didn't care. They're like, we don't care, we're doing it. You
Right.
can't stop us.
What, 15 years ago, you couldn't have sex outside your wife? Oh, how dare you sleep with somebody other than
Word.
your wife? Oh, no, he should not be president because, yeah, now.
Right.
A porn star.
Yeah,
to have sex with.
boys will be boys.
Yeah, and then they were like, yeah.
Right. I remember when Obama was president, like, I would hear people be like, oh, he's so unpresidential because he wore a tan suit, or because he sang during a speech or something, or because he like hangs out with NBA stars. Oh, it's so unpresidential.
Is he shooting a 3-pointer? Oh.
Yeah. And it's like, man, like, you don't hear anyone saying that shit anymore about what's presidential and what isn't. It's like all the rules are broken. I don't know if we can ever put it back together.
And that's the thing. Like, I think that's another thing that's going to happen. I think they're going to be stricter rules put in place because of Trump.
How though? You can't just force those rules.
Well, the Senate can create rules, right?
Sure.
For the president, right? So, like, I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, the Congress, whatever. That's what's going to happen. I think.
Yeah, but they're not going to want to put those rules in place right away because they're not going to want to put control over Joe Biden, right?
I don't think Joe Biden's going to do the same thing that Trump did. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
Nobody thought Trump would have done what he did. Like,
right. So, like,
nobody? I don't know about that.
No, I knew he was going to do wild shit. He's a piece of shit. His show, I never watched his show. The shit he did with the Central Park 5, he was just an asshole. I was like, oh, this is like a dude from Queens who's a fucking asshole, and he became the president that has all the power in the world. I knew he was gonna do whatever the fuck he wanted. He had the whole crew of people that were sucking his dick. I'm sorry, can I curse on here? That was like sucking his dick. They're like, oh, he's so great because he fires people and treats people bad. That's what they wanted. They wanted angry. They wanted a bully. They wanted somebody.
A bully, exactly.
To beat people up for them. And that's what they got in Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump
couldn't fight nobody in real life. I asked him to fight me right now.
Yeah. The moment John McCain lost, I always tell my friends, the moment John McCain lost is when he showed his humility as a human being. When a woman walked up and said, I don't like that Obama. He's an Arab. You know?
Right.
And John McCain was like, no. John, Barack Obama.
Wait, he did that. He moved the good arm or the bad arm?
Huh?
One of them.
No, his arms are good. He couldn't go like this. He can only wave his hand like this, like a puppet. Yeah.
Oh, he would have been a good DJ.
Yeah. Like, this is good for DJ. No. Barack Obama. Barack Obama is a good family man.
Except he couldn't use like the bomb sound effect because he might get PTSD, man.
Yeah, he'll get flashbacks.
Yeah. No, and he lost. He lost them. He lost them that moment. They wanted somebody who said, "Yeah, I'm gonna get that Arab. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that Kenyan motherfucker. I'm gonna get him. Yeah."
And that's why Trump came in. He started with that birther shit.
Yeah.
Right? He was we're not sure where he's from.
What's her name? The lady.
His wife?
No.
Sarah Palin?
Sarah Palin, yeah. Oh, we forgot about her. Remember her? Yeah.
No, I don't. She was part of the problem. She
was
pre-Trump.
She was pre-Trump. She was the taste test for somebody who didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, she was like Trump light.
Yeah, she was the pre-test.
Donald Trump is my least favorite person from high school. He was the bully who didn't read books, like it's like this guy sucks. He's a fucking bully and he's stupid, and people clamor around him anyways because he's a big bully.
He was the rich kid. He was the rich kid that nobody liked but hung out with because they bought him money and had all the drugs and
this guy's gonna buy us 500 Big Macs.
Right.
And in high school, man, you got a lot of friends if you could do that shit.
Yeah. If you got Big Macs.
His morals are atrocious, but I'm starving.
These Big Macs are good.
I was telling them, I put on my wall, like, if I got 3 of my friends to storm Newark City Hall.
I saw it. Yeah. What?
Pow, pow. That was an awful.
Immediately on some bullshit. You got flags and shit. You're trying to rush the fucking city hall. Are you crazy?
First of all, New York City Hall has like one hallway that goes into it. You got to go down the thing, and then you got to take your belt off and all this shit. And you get any building, you got to take your belt off. Like,
it was a setup. But to be fair, if they would have started shooting people, they didn't have enough bullets. First of all, if you kill that many people at once, that's wild, right? And then you're not going to be able to kill everybody, right? So then they're still going to make it in. And then it's going to be even worse because these people just saw their friend die, right?
Right.
And then it would have been, it was bad already.
Yeah. And then they're victims all of a sudden. And then all of a sudden, like, they can change.
That girl got killed.
She's a martyr. She's a martyr. Yeah. She's a martyr. She's like, she died for us.
She got killed. Yeah, he ran to a federal building, though.
Yeah.
Like, remember the black woman who had the car?
Did a U-turn with her daughter in the car.
Yeah, they
killed her.
Yeah, just for going towards the White House.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the bullshit. What's kind of scary, though, is that they could have took hostages. Like, they could have got serious.
They had zip ties. People had zip ties and shit.
Could have took a congressman hostage. Can you imagine if fucking Nancy Pelosi or somebody was taking hostage or leverage? Like she's third in line of president.
Yeah.
You had the second and third in line for the presidency of the United States in one place, and they got bum rushed. And if they got to them with guns or something, the guy was sitting in her office. Left a fucking note.
Q. You know what though? He committed multiple federal crimes. He stole her mail. That's a federal crime. He was in her office. That's also a federal crime, right? Being in there. Anybody that went in there and broke in there, right? They all committed federal crimes. Anything that happened on there.
I wish I knew some of these guys. I'd make so much money ratting on these guys.
I wish the FBI's like, if you know anybody from these pictures, or I'm like, damn it.
Comedians, I'm trying to think. Do I know any? Is there a comedian? I know there's one. There's got to be one that's here. Oh, I'm looking at all the video. Come on, man. I know I've seen one of them at an open mic. God damn it. There's got to be one. I get a little reward money here. Yeah, not really smart on their part. You know?
When I heard someone left Nancy Pelosi a note, like part of me was like, oh man, I hope it was like, will you go to the prom with me? Yes or no? Just like this dude just actually has like a secret crush on her.
Yeah, that would be funny. But
I've been watching you for a long time, Nancy. like a love letter.
I infiltrated QAnon just to get into your office and leave you this love letter.
I would have protected you, baby. You didn't have to worry about dying tonight. You wouldn't have to worry about falling either, except falling in love with me.
I like how you handled Trump at that meeting.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild that, but you know what? These people, I don't feel sorry for them because everybody makes their choices in life, right? Like yes, some people have a harder deal, but a lot of these people refuse to leave their hometown. And there's nothing wrong with staying in your hometown, but they're upset because they're not getting the same opportunities that other people get, right? So if it's not in your hometown, you got to go somewhere else to find it. But they don't want to do that. They want everything to come to them, and because it's not coming to them, they're angry. Yeah. I lived in a small rural town in Pennsylvania for I went to high school and junior high there, and I know these people. Like I know these people. I know who they are. I know their family never leaves. They get upset when immigrants come and work for cheaper. Like I know these people. Yeah. So I know that they're not that they're unhappy. And if there was a way to make them happy without them leaving their town, that would be great. But they also don't want to change. Right? They don't want to progress with the way life is changing. If there's coal, their family's been mining for 150 years, they're going to want to mine coal. But if these people were to start with the green jobs, that's years and years and years. Transferring this whole country green, you know how much money that is?
Yeah.
There's so much money. The Detroit factories could turn back on.
Don't want to elevate, man. They're just so used. They're just set in their ways.
That's why I don't like it. I used to
Tennessee, and I was telling her
well, also it's that it has a lot to do with like the people who run big coal though. Also, they know green energy is bad for their industry, so they they spend a lot of money to make sure those rural. So yeah, like these people live in rural towns, like they got to expand their horizons, but like millionaires and billionaires pay a lot of money to make sure that they don't expand their horizons, that they sort of stay ignorant. They try, and they, with millions of dollars, it's very easy to keep up this idea, this stereotype that, hey, green energy is for pussies, and it's like, yeah, you tell them.
Clean coal.
It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, man. It's set up so that people can stay in their lane and stay where they. I was talking to a friend from Tennessee, and I said, you're in Tennessee. There's no reason fucking Marsha Blackburn should be your senator. Most of the people I just came from Memphis, where the assassination inside of Martin King. I visited it.
No.
Very long fucking drive. Tennessee is huge, going east to west.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it really is. It spans the Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. Tennessee.
It's long. It's like a long.
Yeah.
It's a long from Virginia to the Arkansas is a very long trip. You got Knoxville, you got Nashville, and you got Memphis.
Yeah.
Those are where everybody lives in Tennessee. And the same thing goes for Louisiana, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and St. Charles. That's where most of the people live. Mississippi. A lot of people think Mississippi's backwards. If you're in Memphis, like the top part of Mississippi's there, it looked like any other like city. Like it was very urban over there. Same thing. But that's where all the people live. But it's like they just can't get out of the revolving door of just like conservatism.
Yeah.
Not progressing, and
there's no funding for shit.
Yeah, there's no funding. There's no lower education.
They don't fund programs for shit. That's why they like they don't fund a fucking thing. They complain about people like, oh, you're a welfare state. First of all, a lot of these people are on welfare already, and I don't have a problem giving people money for education so they can better them. I'd rather people be smarter around me than to be dumb, like not necessarily dumb, but like, and not educated in school either, just like informed in something. Like when you don't have like a mastery of anything,
but uneducated.
If you don't have a mastery of anything or try to shoot for a mastery of anything, is you have like no zeal for like you have no zeal for life. Like you're not trying to live, like you're just complacent with everything, and you're just going day by day. Oh, nothing's gonna change. This shit is horrible. I don't have like. There's a lack of positivity sometimes in those places that it really fucks everybody up.
So I was saying, so Georgia, there's no reason why Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Alabama and Louisiana can't become Georgia or Virginia. Look what's happening there. Now, granted, a lot of black folks, a lot of people of color, even a lot of people from up here, all kinds of people are moving back down south because they're like, why am I spending all this money up here? I can live in Georgia for the same amount I pay for this little 1-bedroom in Jersey City or New York or Newark. I can have a house in Georgia where my kids can have a backyard and play and have room and space. And I don't say better school, but like,
New Jersey is like one of the best, like, it's one of the best places for schools in the United States.
Yeah. So so a lot of people are moving back down south. A lot of people are they're getting out of the cities and moving back. So Georgia's a reflection of that. Georgia has been slowly building. I'm surprised it hasn't turned blue like this before. Texas.
Well, I mean, they had like voter suppression. And
that's what I'm saying.
You got to mobilize the vote.
The lack of education, stuff like that. Once people become woke, I hate using that word woke because once people become open their eye, is that any different? Once people start seeing things better, that's not even you know what I mean. Once people start seeing things better, start getting out more, focusing, start knowing who's in their offices, who's leading them, stuff like that. And this is what happened. Like this is the whatever of Trump. People are become aware. Like they said,
politics are
doing this shit go on. All right.
It's like you almost had to like start learning more about politics just to get by, because
for real.
It was so it's been so atrocious. It's hard not to know the names of the major players now.
Yeah, it is, man. I like back in the 90s, 2000s, even with Bush, like
Yo, but we were also younger then.
Yeah, we was
Like,
also
we're old dudes, not we're old dudes, but like we're older now and like paying attention more to this shit. I was trying to get pussy, cocaine, and liquor, and I was wilding, right? I'm not wilding anymore. I'm more calm now. I'm not trying to get arrested, right? Like, so I'm paying attention to things that affect me, taxes, programs, crime, like all that shit, right?
Well,
And
it's even for younger people. I think even younger people.
yeah, it's important. It's nice that younger people are getting into it. Though.
Yeah, I
When
think
I was 20 something, I didn't give a I just wasn't trying to go into Afghanistan. That was it. They were trying to talk about the draft and then these fat old dudes were like, "Yeah, let's bomb the fuck." I was like, "I'm the one that's gonna die, not you."
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's always bomb. Unless, remember when Michael Moore? What was it? Had the Fahrenheit 9/11. Remember
Yeah, that was Michael Moore. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Moore. He was interviewing the Congress people. He was like, "Hey, you want to send your kid here?" And they just walk the fuck away. Like, get out.
They sure don't. They don't want to send their kids there, but they do want to send their kids to Ivy League schools, and a lot of them don't deserve it, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of poor kids. I'm not even talking about of color. I'm talking about just poor kids that don't have the same opportunity as other people. I was I've been like reading about Bacon's Rebellion. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It was like in the 1600s, like 1668, and it was like the first insurrection that was had. So in Jamestown, Virginia. So it had like, but it was not.
That one.
Huh?
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah. So check this shit out. So this is before they started separating people by races, right? The people that were we still had enslaved people, and then we had what's the other one? Indentured servitudes, right? Servitude. There were white people that were Irish, or just white people that were indentured servants, and they were living longer than, because what the expectation was that they wouldn't live past the time that they had to work, right? To be free. So these people were living longer, and so then the Native Americans, the enslaved people, and the indentured servants had a rebellion against the slave owner. I think his last name was Berkeley, and they took over Jamestown. They killed a whole bunch of people, and they took over. Like, it was a rebellion for real. And then the guy Bacon, who sounds delicious, he died, and he died. And then the magistrate from England came over, and then they figured out that if you separated the white people, right, poor or not, poor people from each other, and made like one the enemy. And then there was the black codes that were created that were like, black people couldn't own white people as servants, and like all these other weird fucking laws that were created. Check that out, black codes. And this was all Virginia. So all these people that are like, oh, Virginia's not down south. Virginia's down fucking south. And that's one of the first places that created the KKK after.
It came a long way, yeah. But
yeah. So,
Virginia had its New Jersey.
Southern New Jersey still is a little no thanks.
Jersey was the last state that banned slavery in the North. I think it was the last state, New Jersey.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah, New Jersey was the last state. Yeah, I mean, I tell my all the time. If you're not in the northeastern part, or part by Philadelphia, you might as well be in Mississippi.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm good up here.
Or Pennsylvania. If you're not in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Erie, or I think
Pennsylvania, man.
Yeah, Pennsylvania's the middle shit. That's where I used to live. I used to live in Pennsylvania, and that shit was what it was. Yeah, I mean, people weren't horrible because there was a college town very close. That's what makes the difference. If the people are educated and they're open-minded, and
every time you have a college anywhere, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Most of the places that have colleges near them, they're usually more uplifted.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania is beautiful. Like, if you ever go, the funny thing is, you ever drive to Cleveland, you're driving through Pennsylvania of nothing for 4 hours, and you might not even have a signal. You probably couldn't listen to like your YouTube if you're driving, but the scenery is beautiful. The mountains and shit. Oh my god,
it is nice,
beautiful. But you just gotta know you're driving 4 hours through Pennsylvania. Funny thing, when you come back from Cleveland, You know what the sign says? New York City this way. Like, do we just
All
skip
roads-
Pennsylvania, New Jersey? Like, are you serious? Like,
All roads lead to New York City, man.
like in Ohio, like, god damn, like there's places in between there. I know this. Like, I know there's like I'm on Route 80. Like, there's Patterson at least. Like, at least give Patterson some props. Like, shit.
Oh, rest in peace to Batman. To what's his name? Clark. Joe Clark. Joe Clark.
Oh, dude, I thought you were about to say another Batman like died.
Nah.
Which one is it, Keaton? Oh fuck, Michael Keaton. I was like,
Nah,
which
he was
one
the
is that?
original.
I know Adam West died already.
Yeah, he died. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Joe Clark, rest in peace. Yeah,
Rest in
he
peace.
died high. Yeah. I actually met people who was on that set of that movie. Like,
Yeah, one of my cousins was on that set because my family's from Patterson.
and the teachers hated that guy. I also learned that about him.
Wait, who is Joe Clark? I got no idea.
You remember Lean on Me? Do you remember that movie, Lean on Me?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
That was Morgan Freeman. I guess he was the principal. It was based on Joe Clark.
Oh, okay, all right.
He was spoken in my middle school once, I think.
Oh, did he? Why? You were bad in that middle school?
No, he was just a speaker there now. We were bad, but not that bad. You know, he was just a speaker there. John Amos came to our middle school, spoke at us.
John Amos. Okay.
Yeah, we had some good speakers at our middle school back in the day.
No.
Yeah. I think his daughter was a NBA player, WNBA player, I think. Joe Clark. Joanne Clark. Yeah, look it up. His daughter was a WNBA player. But I hope this. Well, we still got the inauguration coming up, so that might be part 2.
There's gonna be a lot of shit happening.
Do you think Trump's gonna be at the inauguration? Or do you think he's gonna
coward? Hell no, he's a pussy. He will not be on there because he can't take it. He's not man enough to be like, all right,
I'm so interested in like the day of, because like every outgoing president is so cordial and respectful of the next administration, and they like roll out the red carpet and they do all these nice things for them, and it's like, I don't think Trump's gonna do. He
tried to create a civil war.
Yeah.
He's not going to be there. He's going to have another rally. I think he already has like another rally set up for that same day. Or some shit.
I'd heard something about that. He was going to do a rally.
He's not going to be the center of attention that day. So it's a hell no for Trump because he always has to be the center of attention.
That's going to be crazy, though. I mean, that's going to break a solid tradition in America. I mean, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised or shocked, but I don't know. It's just like, goddamn, like this is your last chance to do the right thing. And
well, we got part 2. I think next part would be his investigation and eventual. Yeah, nobody mentioned that. I think he's going to jail, man.
We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it, man. Yeah, I mean, like,
he can't escape New York. New York.
All right.
Well, they already said Donald Trump from Florida.
Yeah.
When they were reading off the electoral votes, they were saying Donald Trump from Florida, not Donald Trump from New York. So he's already
he moved to Florida. Yeah.
He's already a resident of Florida. So New York, he can't. There's no reason for him to go back. He's not going to go back. He's scared. He's scared to go back because Letitia James is not playing games with his bitch ass.
They can still go down there and arrest. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they'll extradite his ass in New York. Yeah, they'll do that on
not with DeSantis in there.
I don't think they're going to do it. I mean, look, man, I would enjoy it very much. I would find it very entertaining. I just don't think that anyone has the balls to do it to an ex-president, even as disgraceful as he's been.
They got a black woman as the attorney general.
I don't think I think she would. I think she would do it.
But I actually hope you guys. I hope you guys are right. But I just, man, that would be insane to me to see an ex-president like get arrested or extradited to another state.
If Trump keeps this up, Joe Biden might go after. He said he wouldn't, but like he's really pressing it now. Like all this shit, they're talking about the 25th Amendment, getting rid of him. The
Republicans. What do we got? 13 days till he's out of office. Rid of him, we're talking about that.
Yeah. Now we're talking. If you impeach him, he can never run for president again.
He's already been impeached.
No, but through the like a full impeachment, he can never run for president again.
But if they try to impeach him now, isn't it still the Republican-led Senate? It's not like the new Democratic Senate.
That's fine. I mean,
I don't think they would impeach him.
Well, they would need more. I
don't think the Republicans would impeach Trump in the Senate.
They're cowards too. There's like two Republicans that are like, and fuck Mitt Romney. He's always coming at the end like, oh, you guys, this shouldn't have happened. Fuck you, eat a dick.
Yeah, he's a phony, man.
Yeah.
all phony. I mean, they
Yeah,
all.
that's true. They
they
are
all
all phony.
like Romney can only
Except for Bernie. Bernie's the only
Bernie's
real.
the one that
Bernie and
keeps it real.
AOC, and that's it.
Yeah. The DSA keeps it real.
Yeah, I mean Romney. They really just go along with whatever like the wave brings them. Like Romney does it because he's new. He's in Utah. He just got and he's Romney. He has clout, so he can go. He could be the fucking the maverick, I guess.
Wait, he's new? He's not new.
Well, new senator.
No, he was a senator before.
No,
But this is like what is
governor.
it? I don't know. This is like his first term as a Utah senator.
In
or
Utah,
something.
I think it was Massachusetts. He was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
governor of Massachusetts.
No, he was the governor
He
of
was the governor.
Massachusetts.
Okay, my fault.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
No, yeah.
So he said he got 25 grandkids. He was fucking.
He's a Mormon. Hell yeah, he's got 25 grandkids.
They're Mormon.
Playing his wife because that's
8 wives.
He got like 12
Yeah.
kids or some shit.
Yeah, 25 grandkids is not the shocking number. The shocking number is like how many wives does he have? I wonder.
Yeah,
I think he only has one, right?
He
So
has
it's
one wife. So
Yeah.
that means he probably got like 12 kids or 10 kids.
Didn't do that polygamy
My
shit.
dad has a bunch of grandkids because he's been married twice, and three times. I'm sorry, he's been married 3 times. So, yeah. Now he had
25?
different wives at different times.
Right.
Now, if you're a Mormon, you can have them. They can all be in the same bed with you.
Yes. There's that one lady that had 19. They had the TV show, the reality show. I think that was the death of America. Reality show.
That's it. That was the tipping point.
That was the death of America. Reality shows. I don't give a fuck about your life. Give me some fake shit.
All those things are fake anyway. Every person I've talked to who was on a reality show told me, yeah, it's all.
The only one that was real was like the Real World, and then it was too real, so they couldn't make it real like that anymore.
I saw one. Oh man, I remember seeing the one from 9/11. That group with the kids that was from 9/11. They was watching it happen as the show was going on, and they was talking about that. Wow, like I remember that shit because what was happening in that one? Oh yeah, the racist white girl, they had a black dude. It was great. White girl was like, I've never been this close to a black guy before.
Yo, but that's a lot of America.
Yeah.
That's why they believe all the crazy shit that they talk about. Black Lives Matter, all this shit. That's why they believe all the shit that people tell them because they've never met a black person.
Yeah. Or they see black people a certain way, and they've only seen us through like a lens of Fox News or whatever.
Watch a Wire.
Yeah. Oh yeah, or hip hop music or something.
Right.
Yeah, like that's a lot of people. If they don't want to, they don't ever have to deal with another race other than to like get gas from them or whatever bullshit. Like that's a sad reality of America. If you're a minority, you got to deal with other people. Like I could be in Newark all my life. I mean, I could hang out on a block and only be, but eventually, I got to go to court or something. Got to go fight a traffic ticket. Eventually you're going to have to, deal with other people. But there are people who just don't ever have to deal with other races or anything like that.
Yeah, ever.
Sad state of affairs. Yeah. All right. I got all quiet on me, so
you were talking. You were talking.
No, I don't like when I only talk because then I'm like, oh, what are they thinking now? Oh, I wish he should that's my little anxiety I go through.
Don't be so insecure, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm very insecure. That's my problem. Very insecure.
You're the host, man.
Yeah.
I know. This is great. I you know what, Josh? I read your newsletter. Josh is a newsletter. What's it called?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read it.
joshwells.substack.com. Josh Wells Weekly. Check it out. Comes out every week, Wednesday or Thursday usually. I don't spam your email with anything else except that newsletter once a week.
Oh. No, I read it, man. It was a good read. I read the thing about podcasts. And it's like, yeah, I don't listen to other people's podcasts either, because there's just so many of them.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard. I just started listening to like the major ones like Joe Rogan's and Mike Tyson's.
You listen to Joe Rogan's? I feel like all his podcasts are so long. Like, how can anyone listen to all of them?
Yeah, they are. Well, he cuts them up. Some of them he cuts up into like topics. Some of them are just good. Like oh man, you need to.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that to listen to everything he does. 2 hours.
No,
some of them are like 3-4 hours.
Oh no. Like if they're ones I don't know, like I don't know the person he's talking to or whatever, I'm not gonna listen. But like Neil deGrasse Tyson, I listened to that one. That was a pretty good one because the funny thing about the Neil deGrasse Tyson one was that Neil deGrasse Tyson is like probably the smartest person, one of the smartest people on earth, probably like an astrophysicist. Uh, since he was like 15, studying shit that people take like 4 years to get a degree on. And he's talking, and Neil deGrasse Tyson loves to talk. You know, he loves to talk about, especially when he gets in his zone. You know, like Woody Harrelson. I'm in my zone, so he should start talking. And Joe Rogan likes to talk too, and Joe Rogan was interrupting him, and Joe Rogan wanted to get off on his his conspiracies and all that, but you can't do that with a science guy. Like science guys don't do conspiracies.
Yeah. Yeah, they want hard data, like
data. Yeah,
right. Yeah, not make believe shit.
yeah.
And if you look at the comments are hilarious. They're like, oh, why don't you let Joe Rogan talk? Like, oh man, every time Joe Rogan was talking, like, because he's the fucking astrophysicist and he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Like maybe.
I would listen to his shit every once in a while. When there was people that were nonsensical, I wouldn't like Ben Shapiro. I can't hear him talk, or like just like people that I don't agree with, because it's not like I already broke Ben Shapiro down. He really doesn't know anything. He has good memory. He remembers facts, but he doesn't know how to really
fast.
He doesn't know how to analyze things, a big picture. Like he's always like, yeah, these are the numbers from the Fed, but like, why are these the numbers? Like, who created these numbers? What questions were they asking in order to get these numbers? Right? It's not like you're using raw data and like calculating yourself and then creating all these things. He's just regurgitating information that he heard, and then so he can create this that'll fit his agenda. Conservative.
Yeah, that's the bubble of conservatism. That's how it gets reinforced. Like, I'll take this data. Like the whole time, like during like BLM, they were trying to justify black people getting shot by the police. And a few guys on this post, they kept saying the same thing. They kept breaking down these FBI statistics. Black people do this. Black people are this part.
Ooh, I was going hard on those people.
You saw that, right? In the murder rate. Black people murder rate. Black people murder rate. And the funny thing was, white people's murder rate was like right there.
4%.
Yeah.
And I also tell you, most black neighborhoods are high, more policed. They have police. Yeah. And those things, I think they're not convictions.
Yeah. They're just arrest, or
they're just arrest for this thing.
Yeah, arrest. Yeah.
Right? So the real number is the convictions.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you look at the convictions, you have to look, what did they stack on here?
Yeah.
In order for them to plea out on whatever deal that they did, that they got convicted for.
Yeah.
That's how you need to look at it. Not just at the arrest, because they arrest people for all types of bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? So
I just don't like when like something fucked up like that happens and it's caught on video, that like all of a sudden like a small army of intellectuals come out and they like use all these numbers to try to make it seem like it's not that serious. It's like, dude, like fuck you. We all saw it on camera. Like
numbers do lie though.
Yeah. This isn't this. I don't even want to hear about numbers right now. Like we saw it on camera. What do you get? Who cares about what happened everywhere else? We saw this instance. What are you going to do about these cops right now that we all saw do this bad thing? I don't want to hear it compared to anything else. And I think it's just a distraction. It's like, oh, don't focus. The shell game.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
You mentioned the distraction, because speaking of that, I've also got the conservatives being what happened yesterday, bringing up the shit that happened during the summer during the BLM riots and well, I won't even say the BLM riots. I'll say people who chose to riot during those protests and do other stuff. They bring that up. I'm like, what the fuck? Why we like? And I had to school somebody on rioting and the mob mentality. And you got to understand mob mentality. First of all, it's not rational. It's based on anger, helplessness. Usually, people have been lied to, been told a different story than what's going on. They have expectations, and those expectations aren't met. You get a riot. You get people frustrated, angry, and they do things.
And one was, I want you to stop killing me and my friends.
Yeah.
Right? Or people that are also
by police.
And then the other one was like, God said that this guy should have won, so
Exactly.
win. So I'm gonna crash into a federal building,
Exactly.
try to scare senators and
Exactly. Nobody ever excuses rioting per se. Nobody says we should burn buildings and break stuff. That is a reaction.
yeah,
It's an anger. People like you punch a wall when you're angry.
right,
It's a similar thing. It's not, we're not saying, yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. What we are saying is one thing is more fucked up than the other.
right,
When people get killed by police, people we pay to protect us and serve law and stuff like that. We pay you guys. And we have to pull over when you turn your lights on, so we're at your mercy.
right.
And you take us out and kill us like that. That's fucked up, and it makes it bad. That's a bad thing, and we don't like that, and we're angry when you get it, especially when you do it and get away with it all the time. That's the anger that's coming out from a riot when happened during the summer and all that.
Yeah,
Now,
anxiety. Like I get cops being scared because they don't know what could happen. What I
yeah,
can.
I mean, nobody say you can't be.
Get it, but also like that's kind of part of your job.
It's your job.
And like, do you know the anxiety that people feel when you pull them over?
Yes, exactly. I got pulled over in Plainfield.
No,
I learned this: don't roll your window all the way down, because cops like to come in your car and smell weed that they don't smell.
right.
So you leave your windows up. Yeah, you don't even have to roll. You can just show them your paperwork. You don't even have to give it to them. I mean, totally up to you. Totally up to you if you want to do all that.
I'm not gonna play that game.
I'm not going to play that game either.
Yeah, if you don't give it to them, you're gonna give them like an excuse.
Yeah, they're going to get upset. But I do roll my window down just enough to hand over the paperwork.
Yeah.
This guy wants me to roll my window all the way down.
Nah.
I'm like, why? He said, I'm like, dude, it's COVID. Well, it's for your protection and my protection.
What?
Your protection. My window is not tinted. My hands are on the wheel. You can see everything in my car. So why is it for your protection? You're making this out on something out of nothing just to roll my window down. So that's the shit they be on, like the cops, like, and I'm not saying it's not a name. Nobody, but like you said, it is a job. It's a job. You can quit if it ever gets to like,
right.
It's not a job. Like,
if you feel like you can't do your job, if you're too scared to do it, don't find something else. But and also, I think cops should get like every 5 years get like a psychological review.
Well, you hear what California's doing, right? They're making cops get degrees. Like you may have a degree.
Yeah, but they're smart assholes too. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah. But at least not just
you don't have to be necessarily smart to get a degree.
No. I'm just saying, at least not anybody out of any guy who got a D in high school could just become a police officer. That's a little better. I mean, yeah, there's no panacea that's going to solve this problem. But yeah, I agree. Like, what I was saying was that so basically what you're saying is because people did this, cop killed somebody. Oh, then you're gonna come at the last. All right, we still got 20 minutes. Like I got a show to do after this, so I actually have a improv show to do right after this. Oh, look who it is! Look who it is! Eddie Clark. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you, man. So I was late, man.
Oh no, you got detention, man. I'm a teacher. Oh, this is Eddie Clark, guys. Star of I don't know, Luke Cage, Orange New Black, Law and Order, blah 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 blah.
Hardly a star.
All right, man. Yeah, all right. You're a star.
I got the gig.
I tell him on the same show I'm with him, I'm a drug dealer on the lookout. Like, so Eddie Clark, man, how's it going, man? And I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody. I'm gonna tell everybody here, man. I apologize on behalf because you fought for our country as a Marine. I'm sorry. I don't want to apologize. I'm just saying, are you okay, man? How's everything? Seeing all that as a veteran, man.
I don't mind telling you, man. It was that, and we're talking about Washington yesterday. It pissed me off completely because my attitude is very simple, man. It's like for almost anybody, I know almost for everybody else, they feel how they feel. They run out and do what they got to do. If you served the United States Armed Forces, you stepped up, you raised your hand, and you took an oath. And that oath, specifically an oath, is something mentioned about not attempting to overthrow the government. And anybody who was involved in that, that's exactly what they were doing. They were helping an insurrection. They were helping. And when I saw guys with Marine Corps emblems, believe me, I wanted to get in my car, drive down there, and kick ass.
Girl that got killed was Air Force. Air Force.
Yeah, the woman. Yeah, she was Air Force. Yeah, yeah.
She should have stayed at her damn house.
You know, but see, she got her karma immediately, because it's like the idea of overthrowing the country. That's one thing that we as veterans should not be involved in. Now, don't get me wrong. You could be a Trump supporter, you could be a Biden, whatever. You can support anybody you want. But what you cannot do, right, is be part of anything that attempts to overthrow the United States government. You know what I'm saying? The penalty, as far as I'm concerned, for anyone that was a veteran should be harder than it is for a regular person. And these cats had rifles, they had Molotov cocktails, they found a pipe bomb. I mean, what the hell, man?
I was telling them, imagine if one of them got a hold of Nancy. You had the second and third in line of the presidency right there.
Oh, if they had gotten her, no doubt about it, they would have killed her. There's no fancy much about it. They would have killed her.
Or hostage situation got more out of it.
They would have killed her, man, because that's what
behind the fervor. Yeah, it was built into them already that she's this, she's the kid.
It's the same thing. Remember what those guys said they wanted to do to the governor of Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's the same thing. We're gonna hold her. We're gonna torture. We're gonna try her.
Just another instance
by the people, and then execute her in public. Yeah, that was the whole idea.
Just another instance of people storming a government building and nobody gave a shit.
No, it's a perfect example what happens when CMT goes off the air for any period of time, because if they can't listen to country music, they go nuts.
They go mad.
You know? I like country music, but not to that degree. Man.
Hey, I just came from Memphis, man. Hey.
You brought back some barbecue sauce?
No, man. You know what? I went to New Orleans. I bought a very expensive New Orleans dish. Somebody told me to go.
Or baked nuts?
Yes, a touffee and some shrimp and grits.
Yeah. All right.
Grits.
Yeah, you got to bring something to share with your guests, man.
I called you, Josh. I was trying to call you like crazy about what to do in this motherfucker.
I had COVID. I'm sorry.
All right. How you all right?
No, I'm good. I had a really mild case. I lost my sense of smell and I had a sore throat. That was about it. Very fortunate. Nothing too bad.
See, I got to be extra careful, man. I'm 64 years old. I'm slightly overweight because ever since this thing came last March, ever since I got up the ship last March, man, I discovered there's some good food out here.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in the mood to go to no gym to work it off. Now my wife went out and spent $2,000 and bought a Peloton, and I'm struggling on that. I can't believe I'm actually struggling, man.
Yeah.
I believe I'm actually struggling on a Peloton.
Keep at it, man. You'll get there.
I'm hanging and banging. I'm just saying, it's like, yo, man, it's like I get off and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with my legs? You know, where are my legs?
I'm waiting for my rower to come.
What?
The row machine.
I can't do that because I'm not. I've had my back go out before. I'm not messing with no rower. That ain't happening.
It'll probably just be a clothes rack though, to dry my towels and such after a few.
Oh, the air coming out. Oh yeah, Hey, you can run your electricity if you do it long enough. You can save on that electric bill.
No, what I'm saying is it will be a place for me to hang and dry stuff instead of
just leave it there. I thought you meant to do it and get the air flowing and dry.
Nah. Yeah, like hopefully I do it. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Yeah, so Eddie, you just joined us. So we were talking about our friends, even comedians or like our friends comedians who are even defending this shit. And the scapegoat. You know what a scapegoat is for Trump and everybody. You know what
scapegoat are. Yeah.
Antifa.
That was the automatic thing they started. I was surprised they didn't scream it out sooner. We got pictures of an Antifa guy there, and meanwhile, if you watch what Trump was talking towards the end of his speech, there must have been about 50 of them daggone Proud Boys walking right through the middle of the thing. I was watching MSNBC. I'm saying, yo, it's all.
Why would he thank Antifa? Trump thanked them. He said, "I love you, and I thank you." He wasn't talking to Antifa.
Yeah, he wasn't talking to Antifa.
Yeah, Antifa.
But that's the thing. Like they're always trying to like cause the chaos, the distraction, and then so they can do whatever they wanted. Like I used to be in movie theaters with my girl, and then I shake my hand this way, I rub her shoulder so I could grab her titty. You know what I mean? It was like chaos. They have chaos on the one side, and then you could do what you want on the other.
Oh, they. I remember listening to what was the guy on the radio? Tom Hartman. You know Tom Hartman, right, Eddie?
I know that name.
He was a radio host. Tom Hartman.
Oh, yeah.
He would have guests on there, and he used to break down conservatism. Like they would have these like places where they go and go over talking points like of the day, like and repeat them and understand them, and then it'll just go out there. And I'm seeing this happen because right after this happened, 4 different places I'm getting this Antifa bullshit. Like this is not a coincidence. They are being fed this. Somewhere.
Yeah, I go to those Trump supporter places on Facebook or whatever that are not private, right? And I really and they live in a whole nother world. Like if you check the hashtag, what is that? The storm is upon us or something like that. Because
That
that's
kind
what
of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that lady got shot. The lady that got shot in the neck, she had that on her. Because I'm nosy. I went to her Twitter and she had like that hat. Her name is like the storm is upon us or some shit like that. I saw it somewhere, and these people were hashtagging it and they were talking about God is coming and you see the storm and you see all this. Yo, the Russians are, for me at least, I feel like there has to be an exterior movement of people that are pushing this information to cause this unrest, right? And
there's no doubt, man. I've said for the longest that one of the things is when I hear a lot of these guys, and and Taj, you've been on my page before, and my Facebook page, and a lot of these guys, it's just so obvious they've fallen into the Russian media thing. They sit back and I'll tell you a quick story. In around 2016, when Trump was running, they had an anti-Trump rally in Manhattan. Excuse me, Northern Jersey. So I heard about it. I said, "Yo, this is a good idea." I was checking it out. It was online on Facebook and this and that. So me and a couple other guys, we went up there to be in it, and because to point out all the crap that Trump throws down. Well, we got up there. I mean, the thing had already started. They got all these people around, and there was the guy that there was one guy we had saw his picture all the time on the Facebook page. He was the one, and he was saying, I forget the guy's name, but there was this one guy was supposed to be running the whole thing and whatever. This dude never showed up. And come to find out, the dude that was his assistant that he was working with, he had never met the guy. Yep. There were 500 of us, approximately. They figured about 500 people were there. Right? For a dude that nobody knew who he was. And I fell for it. And I like to think I'm kind of smart, but I fell for it because it just looked so damn legit. And he was bringing out stuff about Trump and this and that. And I went out there, man, and I figured out. Then I heard about all the stuff about Russian bots after that, and that's when I figured out I probably got suckered by a Russian bot.
Cool. Yeah,
I think we all talked to one at one point.
Yeah, there were counter protests that they did like that, so they would have like a pro-Trump rally happen at the same time as like an anti-Trump rally, so people could fight and argue.
Yeah,
there were YouTubers who were paid by Russia to like espouse all these wild ideas.
2016, Russia was playing chess while he was playing checkers. Like,
exactly.
They were on this.
And them boys are good.
Because they don't have the money for the military. We got all the money for the might. But it's more the intelligence that because they destroyed this country just with having, with a little bit of work. I mean, it was a lot of work, but it's not the same as like blowing up a country. They blew us up emotionally and psychologically, right? They hit us with a nuclear bomb. This whole country is not the whole country, but a lot of it is split. A good 70 million, Josh.
Right. I mean, it's I don't know what's more amazing, like how many people came out and voted, or like how kind of close it was still, like wow, we really are like divided straight down the middle. Like they fucked us good, man.
70, I believe it was 73 million, close to 80 million. They voted for him, and the thing about it is, to me, it shouldn't have been that close.
It should have been,
right? Yeah,
shouldn't have been.
But
it was.
Close. I mean, it was. We have to accept that. That's the scariest part of all of this,
It should have been a fucking blowout. It should have been.
Can I? If you hold that election today, it'll be 80 million.
Yeah.
What happened yesterday.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't change that much. And that's the thing that makes it scary. You know, one of the things that people kept harping on was like you take what happened yesterday. Look at all these white dudes, man, they out here tripping. If you took a good look at it, man, there were a lot of brothers out there too. I saw one brother in particular that when everybody was leaving the march, this dude was like cheering everybody on, telling we love Trump. And he actually hugged the white dude that was wearing a Confederate flag jacket. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yo, man, it's not as much race as much as it is. And I mean, look, the majority of guys are white. That's just keeping it real. But the thing about it is it's not as much race as it is the mentality that these dudes are bringing it to the table. People are bringing a certain mentality to the table that's endangering this whole country. And the only thing we can be grateful for is about Donald Trump is the fact that him being president showed us how bad it can be. Yeah. So in our lifetime, we won't see another one of them.
Right.
That's done. The problem is that, let me put it like this. You can have your dog take a shit in your living room and you can clean it up, but that smell sticks around for a while.
Right, yeah.
And that's the problem with Trump. That smell is going to be with us for a while. You know what I'm saying? There's still going to be bullshit. There's still going to be people that want to do this stuff because you can't embolden those type of people and think that they're just going to go away. They're not going to crawl back in the holes anytime soon. They wanted supremacy. They wanted white supremacy. They wanted to bring back, when he said bring back the country back to the good old days of the 50s and 60s, he wasn't joking. And there were a lot of people that hugged that actually hugged that idea. So
to make America great again means
exactly. That was
the KKK slogan on the coin. No, America First was the KKK slogan. That was theirs. So yeah,
I would love to ask them, hey, what's your opinion on Colin Kaepernick? All that disrespect for kneeling for the flag. And
it turns out it's not that Colin Kaepernick wasn't wrong. He's 100% right. But I think they're more angry because they realized that with Colin Kaepernick, people say George Floyd is where it all started. And they're all people, a lot of these Trump supporters and these crazies, they're still pissed at about the George Floyd thing. But they don't realize that actually it started before then, but we started waking up when Colin Kaepernick did that. When a cat gave up an $80 million contract, man, say, I'm not taking this shit no more. It was like Chappelle walking away from that $5 million, man, on his show. You know what I'm saying?
50. It was 50, right? It was 50 million.
Excuse me, 50 million on his show. It wasn't that. He said it wasn't that kind of party. You know, and it wasn't that kind of party. And the same thing Colin Kaepernick did. It's not that kind of party. I'm out of here.
It's kind of crazy how it just takes sometimes one person with like strong principle to like stand up, but you'd think that'd be more prevalent in society, you know, like
you would think so,
but it isn't. It's kind of sad in a way, but
Colin Kaepernick was the fuse, but the fuse took 8 minutes and 46 seconds to explode. You know what I'm saying? That's what ended up happening because George Floyd, despite the fact of everything else that happened around it, look how many brothers were killed by cops around that period, but there was something about watching the life ebb from a brother.
Yeah, you had Arbery, you had Breonna Taylor, you had.
You would have thought Aubrey Marbury. I mean, you would have thought that was enough right there. It's like, oh my God, it's a wrap. But George Floyd, there was something about watching a dude just die right in front of you, man, and watching the cops stand up like I can show you pictures. I can show you pictures of what it was like back in the 50s and 40s when they used to. That's why I don't like the word picnic, because a lot of people don't know it, but the word picnic comes from the expression pick a nigga. They would go to church, white folks would go to church, and when they after they get finished, they get together and say, yo, man, want to go on a picnic? And what that meant is we're going out that night to pick a nigga.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. And with all due respect, most white people don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? I had to be black and Jewish before I learned a lot of things.
That's crazy. It was such a pleasant word before that, and now I'm like, oh my God, I thought it was pleasant the whole time.
You never hear black, even when there's no fire or a barbecue pit involved. Black folks we still call it barbecue or cookout.
Cookout.
You never hear black people use the expression picnic.
I'm gonna start using cookout more. I hope that's okay.
Baskets from Yogi Bear. We don't do it.
Yeah. It's like
I didn't even watch Yogi Bear because of that.
Yeah, it's like
now I won't.
I was a kid when I realized what that was all about, and it freaked me out. It totally, I had never heard that like that before. I say, what? And I've been saying, I think, oh, that's taking the white and red checkered sheet, putting it down with your basket, got your girl, have a sandwich, crack open some wine, whatever. Picnic. Everybody wants to go on a picnic. Nah, not this brother.
Oh man.
lynchings were like movies. You know what I mean? People sit outside and watch them happen, and people get burned and chopped up and beat and all this stuff and hung up.
All smiling in front of the.
And it was like,
remember that picture? You ever seen
yeah,
the little girl. I told you
still
about
alive.
that one, Taj. The one that when you look up lynchings, and there's one with his brothers being lynched, and you look in the front, and there's a little girl with this.
Yes. Smiling at
That's the look she's got on her face. And
and these people are still alive, though. A lot of these people are still alive.
The fact that that's a child, for some reason, with all those guys doing that, it didn't bother me as much as seeing a kid with a black man's body hanging in front of him. The smell when I was a kid, I saw a brother hanging in a tree in Valdosta, Georgia. I actually saw it. We were playing out, and we were cutting back to the fields to get to my aunt's house, and we saw the police lights, and I was always fascinated with cops, so I would, and then as I got closer, I smelled the smell like I had never smelled before. The wind had turned, and this guy was hanging from a tree, and these white dudes were sitting there, 2 white cops sitting down south, and they just, talking and smoking a cigarette, whatever, and then they told us that they shoot us away. But I never forget seeing that. I lived in 100, and I forget. I was maybe about 11, 12 years old.
I was a kid that would have traumatized. I was smiling.
That's PTSD.
It did traumatize me. I became a comic.
Man.
Shit, I became a stand-up comedian. It traumatized the hell out of me. I couldn't afford therapy.
Damn, guys, listen, man. Oh man, I wish this could go on forever, but I got improv to do.
Whoa.
I'm doing an improv show after this, right after this. Unfortunately, no. I love doing improv, but guys, man, Jesus. Thanks, man. We're gonna call ourselves the Furious Four, man.
I don't know how to break dance. I can't. I mean, I'm not flexible enough to break dance, but it does sound true name.
He does. If you don't mind me saying, we got issues like this going all the time, and I got a show that I do. Anybody watching on Taj's channel? Yo, if you're watching, my name is Eddie Clark. Check out Pandemic Delusions Wednesday at 8:00 on YouTube and Facebook. Oh, that's right, Pandemic Delusions. If you can't spell, ask somebody. Pandemic Delusions. This is what you want to see, and it comes on Wednesdays at 8:00. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we have a thing we say. It's raw, it's uncut, it's real. All right, so we got good guests. I got a good panel. They work with me, and a lot of stuff we talk about right here. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna turn it to a network. We're gonna start putting Taj up every week too.
Eddie, wait, where is it streaming at? Is it on YouTube? What?
It's streaming on YouTube and Facebook under Pandemic Illusions, and you can. And then on Friday, which not this week though, but on Friday we have the best of Pandemic Illusions on Instagram, and I'm the producer. So as you can see by my expensive equipment behind me, I work very hard. You know what I'm saying? So I got all kinds of expensive equipment. You know what I'm saying? I just jumped to another room that quick. Isn't that amazing? I just jumped to another room that quick. I'm good.
Oh,
that's it. I got the full setup right here. Oh, let me just type this out real quick.
Look at me. Oh shit. Yeah. Wait, Eddie, where you at? Oh, man, screaming in the background. What's up? Where you at?
I got a brick wall too, but people are hip to that. So I can get away with it. I'm doing this. I got this up there. People say, "Oh my God, this guy," and nobody sees ABC on this thing. Like, really? Whatever.
Oh
but
man,
yo, if you get a chance, check it out.
Yeah.
Any plugs for you, Greg?
Yeah, I got a show tonight on Squirrel NYC. It's a theater, but it's virtual, of course, because of the pandemic. On Twitch.tv, so it's a Squirrel NYC at 9:30. I got a show every Friday called The Goss, also on Twitch. That's the Lit Verse on twitch.tv and also on the Litverse every Wednesday evening at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I always got Talking Shit with Marlon and Greg, where we talking that real shit.
Oh, Josh,
It's funny. It is.
I got a newsletter. I put it out once a week. Go subscribe. Can you see that? No, you can't. I tried. joshwells.substack.com. I should have changed my name in the corner to it. But yeah, okay. I talk about movies and music and books that I've been reading and stuff like that. It's cool.
No shows coming up, Josh?
Shows? What are shows? I'm not really like hip to the Zoom.
Right. Never mind. I'm sorry, Josh. I forgot. Sorry.
I've been I feel like I'm retired. I do mics still, but I don't feel like I sort of don't feel like a real comedian. It's weird.
Oh man, you're recovering. You're recovering.
I recovered.
Recovered. Do your thing.
We'll get back there, man.
We'll be back one day. All right, guys.
The summer is.
Summer's
Bring back the outdoor comedy, man. I loved last summer, man. That was a great summer for comedy.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, man. I'm gonna go and do my improv show. You're welcome to watch. I'm gonna have it. I'll post it. Actually, it's posted on my wall, but if y'all want to check it out, check it out. All right, guys. Everybody, let me put my screen back. This is JLat. You've been yapping with JLat. Yet another podcast. Everybody, take care of each other. Be safe. And one. And then let me get the pause. Yeah. Got my little sound effects going there. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace, everybody. Peace.
All right, peace.